welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Hummel, the Tier 6 German SPG. This one's on the south spawn of Redshire Encounter, and the game started. And it's under the commands of Angelina75, and I didn't expect to be doing another video so soon after the last one, but I did think that they might actually have some more games to send me to find out who's going to get the lie-in tomorrow morning. Okay, Angelina's going first in the Hummel. She's using the stock gun, which of course we know is so much better than the top gun, because of course it's more accurate, it's got a faster reload, it does less damage, but it's much more accurate, and of course it's got that better trajectory. Now she's moving to a firing position over on the west side of the map. From here she can get great shots on the cap area, so if the enemy does try to cap, she's going to be nailing them with shot after shot. Two of our guys look like they're trying to make it to the cap early to force the enemy to come to play. Okay, this looks like a great position. She's got the trees in her favour and also that hill. So now she can't shoot that far. That's all the way over the other side of the battlefield. But she can hit that 416, and he seems to be determined to get a reset. So she's lining up a shot on him, rounds out, looks good. Oh, it was very good. It landed right next door to him. He must have shocked the hell out of him, because he wouldn't have expected a shell to be that accurate that quickly in the game. Okay, VK3002M, which of course is the Panther prototype, more like the original Panther than any other of the vehicles that they made. Rounds out. Well, that was a hit as well. Direct hit, 181 off that one. Now this Arty, he's asking for trouble. You should never bring an Arty this close to the castle area. I can only think that he's fairly inexperienced and he's trying to get shots on the cap area. But he's going to get badly damaged if he stays where he is. And Angelina's just moving about to see if she can get the perfect position. She's on an upslope there, so if she'd actually remained on that, that would have decreased her range, not increased it. T20, light tank, medium tank, but very, very low armor. Rounds out, lands next to him for 141. He's not going to be happy. I think he was tracked. He's pulled back anyway. Okay, we've got the 3002 is actually hiding behind that tower, the gate. Okay, IS has gone into the cap. So he's blocking the cap at the moment, so if we can put some shells on him, that might persuade him to leave the cap area. But no, she's decided instead to go for the 416 and the VK3002M. Well, she does get some splash on the 416. Now that IS, he's captive, he's actually in the cap area. Now would be a perfect time to lay some rounds on him. Going to go for the VK, but he keeps moving about. You see, that's priority on target choosing. You need to pick targets which you A, know you can penetrate, and B, they can't move, because if they can't move, then they're perfect sitting ducks. And at the moment he's sitting in the cap area. Rounds out on the Viz. No, she hits the tower. I don't think that was a good choice of target. The Viz 44 is blocked from moving out of the tower by the Tiger 1. And of course we've got a box tank near us who can also fire in that direction. So I think that Angelina's making the wrong target choices at the moment, because our VKs have had to leave the cap area and now the enemy is capping with 2. And so she now has to put a few rounds in here. And she's going for the AMX 12 ton, but he moves. Now she should have hit the IS. He's the slow one. He can't move very fast. And that M44, well, he's about to leave the game, I think. Yep. Okay, that IS, you've got to lay rounds on top of him. Rounds out. This should get a reset. Well, it's a partial reset. 48 capture points though. Oh no, 48 damage. Sorry, not 48 capture points. What am I saying? Okay, do it again. The AMX 12 ton has been destroyed, so they're only capping 1 now. Okay, she decides to go for the Jagdpanzer 4. Rounds out. He pulls back. He knows that something's coming his way. go back to the cap area, because at the moment our Chi 2 needs, or is it Chi 2? Yes, it is Chi 2, and he needs help. But the IS has gone down, now it's the 416. And unfortunately he sees off the Chi 2. And now they've got 2 in the cap again. Okay, Jagdpanzer and the object, the Jagdpanzer is the correct target. Okay, well the 416, the Jagdpanzer actually died to our TS5. And we're 3 up on the enemy, and they really are in trouble now. So the 416 is still in the cap area, but we just can't see him. He's just to the left of that IS wreck, I think. And our Baraska's gone in to block the cap. Oh no, he's actually in the bushes at the back there. Rounds out on the 44-1. That's a hit. AMX 1357 came in for a quick assassin run and didn't pay off for him. But he's going to stick around in that area. Or is he going to move off? No, he's moving off. And Angeline's just about to be loaded. We're running out of targets now because her teammates are actually being very, very good. And the 416 is still sticking around near the cap area. And he's going after our AMX 1357. And their AMX 1357. Angelina's on target, rounds out, and she kills him. And that is the end of the game. I was just looking at the end of that battle. Looks like one of our medium tanks actually managed to flip himself on his side, or was flipped by somebody else and died on his side. But yes, I'm afraid Angelina's teammates were rather too quick to destroy the tanks, and yeah, the game ended rather quickly. Even though our guys had to leave the cap on numerous occasions, we seemed to get the resets by actually our teammates shooting the enemy tanks and getting the resets that way. Let's have a look at team score. Oh, before we do that, we'll actually do what the score is. Yes, it was the third class tanker, Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, she got 8, and she got a Confederate out of that one, hitting more of the enemy than anyone else, and her win 8 score was 1,564. But unfortunately, this doesn't put Angelina in the lead. Angelina's already in the lead with a first class and a Bruiser medal, but this doesn't improve her score because she got a Confederate. It's the first class that's actually winning for her at the moment, rather than this one. So let's have a look at the team score and see where she is. Well, not the highest damage in the game. That went to the GSOR 1008 on the enemy team. Got a tank sniper for 2,716 hit points. So again, probably didn't get 20% of the enemy hit pool, and that's why he didn't get the high caliber. Second highest damage was the TS5 on our team. We got 2,590, and he got a top gun out of that game as well. And when it came to the third highest damage, that was the IS-3A on our team with 2,277. When it came to kills, oh, let's do Angelina's first. I'm sort of jumping ahead of myself there. 936 for Angelina75 in the Hummel. About mid-table score, you might say, really. When it came to kills, it was the TS5 who did the best with 6 kills. 3 kills went to the Chi 2. 2 kills went to the AMX 1357. And only 2 other members of the, in the game, 2 members of the enemy team managed to get 2 kills. And that was the Viz 44-1 and the Jagdpanzer. Angelina only got the 1 kill, but that actually helped her to get the Confederate, because if she had got more kills, I think she wouldn't have ended up with that medal. When it came to base XP, it was Angelina's team did the best with 1,066 for the TS5, 1,027 for the Chi 2, and 937 for the AMX 1357. Angelina got 557, which still puts her above everyone on the enemy team. And let's have a look at detail. She fired 13 rounds in the game, got 3 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations but 10 splash, damage of 936 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters, damage 7 of the enemy, kill 1, there's the Confederate, 146 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns, and she got 3 defense points by resetting the cap. She earned 18,196 credits from the game, 55,000 for completing a mission, 73,196 altogether. And after ammunition resupply took away 66,631 credits profit. That's quite a good profit for a tier 6. 557 XP, base XP, times 2 for the first victory, took away 1,114 experience points altogether. I have to say, on the critique of this one, is that she was aiming too much for the tanks in the castle rather than trying to hit those enemy tanks that were actually in the cap area. I think if she'd been hitting those guys in the cap area, even if she didn't hit them, even if she just reset them or rather stunned them, then she either would have ended up with a defender medal or she would have got loads of stun assists from our teammates who were shooting them at them from a distance. And that way she would have ended up either with a medal for a Confederate or very high ranking game such as first class or an ace tanker for getting loads of stun on captive tanks, because of course any tank that's capping has to stay in the cap, and therefore they're a prime target because they can't move about that much in the cap without getting shot at. So yes, it was a prioritizing targets game where she needed to hit the enemy tanks in the cap area, and she wasn't doing that, and that's why it was only a third class. Could have done better on that one. The positioning was good. I must admit, I think it was a good idea for her to go over to the west side of the map area to actually shoot into the cap area, but I think it was a lost opportunity there. But at least she got a medal, a Confederate, but not a huge amount of damage. So that's the end of the first game. Let's have a look at the second one. And the second replay is on the Steppes map, and Angelina's this time is in the GW Panther. 2 marks of excellence on the barrel, and it's a standard map, so standard game. Interestingly, she's going over to the west side of the map to shoot from. Lots of players in Arty tend to go over to the east side of the map, because of course there's natural cover right over in the corner on the east side. Okay, she's found a firing spot, and there's a VK2801 with a 105mm. Rounds out. Nice bit of splash. He moved just a little bit to get out of the way, but it was still a very good shot, and that's a nice score because he's got very light armor and he's out of the game, so she picked up the stun assist. Okay, we've got a Sherman Jumbo, the other side of the field. She's almost loaded, she's ready to go. Rounds out. Oh, rock face. Yeah. It was a bit of a snapshot, really. She's just repositioned herself slightly. No, can't get that AMX 1357. He's being very cagey indeed. There's lots of tanks over on the far side of the map, and if she centers her arc, it'll make it much easier to get shots on these guys. Because at the moment she's right at the edge of the field of fire, and that means if they move slightly like this, she's getting massive reticule blooms every time she moves the vehicle. So that's a big no-no when it comes to Arty. You've got to center your arc to stop you getting reticule blooms. And again, she's having difficulty trying to dial in because every time she's moving the vehicle, her reticule's just blooming up. It's getting really big. So that was a no-no. She's lost sight of the AT-15A now, but that was yeah, a bit of a mistake there. Always try to get the enemy you're shooting at in the center of the arc if you can, because if you don't, then you're going to find it difficult to follow them if they change position suddenly, because all the time you'll be having to dial in and dial in and dial in. Well, she hit the wreck, but unfortunately she didn't get any hit points out of that one because somebody else got there before her. The T-34 T-34-100 got the kill, and she's been spotted by the enemy and hit by the 1357, and that means now she's going to attract the attention of the enemy Arty. There's 3 of them, a Crusader SP, a GW Panther, and also an M44. So she's now aiming towards the east side of the map. And again, her arc is not centered, so again that's going to cause problems for her. And look how the reticule bloomed. Well, that happened partially just after she fired, but because her arc's not centered, she was getting even more. Now it's centered, And now she's going to find it much easier to get dialed in on these enemy tanks. Okay, just waiting for the reload to go through. She chooses to go for the Leo instead. Rounds out. Yes, she hit him. Yep, definitely hit him. It looked like the enemy took a direct hit. But they're pushing through, and oh, there was a suicide pack there with the Stura Mill, the T20. I think the T20 didn't know how much damage he'd lost, and Angelina's shell lands behind the AT-15A, and the enemy's really pushing on the east side of the map. If she had gone over into that corner, at this moment she'd be in deep trouble, or deep doo-doos, as I used to say when I was young. Whereas now we say she'd be in real grumpies after, if you've heard what Johnny Depp said. In fact, we'll have to use that term from now on. For the little brown things, they're called grumpies. Okay, I just heard an enemy Arty fire. We heard the rumble in the distance, but I don't think it was aimed at us, actually. Now, there's probably somebody up on those heights, so put a shell up there just to see if it actually stirs them up a little. Makes them think twice about shooting from that position. Instead, Angelina's going to go for the OI. Dialing in, almost there. Rounds out. Direct hit on his front, and that was a good hit. And I think it was a penetrating shot as well, because her alpha on that one is on this tank is 600, if I remember correctly. And she got a penetration, or no, a low roll penetration, 576. Oh, yep, she definitely hit someone and she killed them. That was the Cromwell, was up there. As I said, yeah, fire blind into those bushes. You really give somebody a shock. It's always a lovely thing when you fire a shell in. You had no idea if there was anyone in there, but you fired anyway, and it turned out there was somebody sitting there, and they take the shell and die. That's superb. Okay, trying to get the Sherman Jumbo. It's a little difficult because he's very low, and the shells are just skipping over the top of his turret. Yeah, this is going to be a really difficult shot. There's still an enemy tank over the other side of the battlefield, because something's marked over there. I think it's the Leo. We can't get good shots on these guys at the moment, I'm afraid. Okay, the enemy Leo's been spotted. We've lost sight of these ones, so now might be a great time to change position. She's aiming blind at the AMX 1357 or whoever happened to be on that corner. Okay, the Sherman Jumbo actually just made a quick dash across the gap. He's going after the KV-1S. Now would be the moment to actually move over to where the M44 is, because that Sherman Jumbo could be a threat if he takes down the KV-1S, because he's just around the corner to us. Yeah, I think Angelina's realised that now. Needs to get out of there. Once she gets around the corner, she can probably lob a shot at the Dickomax, because he's in sight. There he is. Assuming he hasn't moved. She fires around in. Okay, the Sherman Jumbo's gone, but also the KV-1S went as well, so they're both out of the battle. But that AMX 1357 is still around somewhere. Arty's firing at where we were, so he obviously realises that that's where we were in the past, but Angelina moving position has actually made it more difficult. There's the GW. Okay, she's dialing in. Rounds out. Nice! The M44 was the one who got the kill, but it was a good shot. change position again to avoid counter battery. That I'm afraid that tank's going to be very difficult to get the Hellcat, because he was behind the rock, but he's moved now and he's trying to get out, and no, he didn't move where Angelina thought he was going to go. And in fact, we've got another Hellcat coming back. There's two Hellcats, but this one's very low on hit points. She can take him out with one round, but she's not loaded. All we need is a near miss. Oh, the M44 gets there before us. She can spot the Hellcat right up at the other end of the battlefield. Nice. She's dialed in, but he keeps moving. It's difficult to predict where he's going next at the moment, because he seems very, very... Well, he's not giving away any clues as to what he's up to. Well, now he's stationary next to the house, so it looks like he's trying to protect himself from our T-34-100, and so laying a shell into that spot there, exactly where she's aimed at the moment, will certainly upset him, because he's probably still there. Rounds out. Oh, well, it's the M44 again. So that M44 is really good. He's got 3 kills now. 3 kills. He's having a really good game. He keeps getting there just before Angelina, and she's decided to go up high. I'm not so sure that's a good move with the AMX 1357 about, but now is the Crusader SPs in sight. She's dialing in. Rounds out. Oh, she got one of them. The other one, oh, got ram killed by the T-34-100. And there's only one enemy left. It's the AMX 1357. And he's in the center trench, you might say, or oh, and that's a that's a mutual death at that by the Hellcat and the AMX 1357. Eye for an eye. Here's the end of battle result, and that was the second class tanker for Angelina in the GW Panther. She got a bruised medal for getting at least 5 critical hits, and she got 6, but she didn't get anything higher on or any other medal, and so her first class and bruiser are still the best result she's achieved so far. Her win rate on this one was 2,390. Now, that's not bad. It's pretty good. It's very good, and I can't remember if that beats her previous score, but we will check that shortly. And so let's have a look at the team score. Well, on this one, she actually got the second highest damage in the game, because the Hellcat got 2,160 and he picked up a Confederate. Angelina got 1,631, and the third highest damage in the game went to the T-34-100 with 1,339. That M44 was very good. He didn't do much in the way of damage, but he managed to pick off the kills that Angelina was about to take by getting in there before her. I suppose it's because he's got a faster reload. When it came to kills, it was the T-34-100 did the best with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the M44 on our team and the Crusader SP on the enemy team. And 2 kills went to the Hellcat, Angelina, and also the AT-15A on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was the Hellcat that did the best with 875, 806 went to Angelina, 784 went to the T-34-100. She fired 17 shots, got 3 direct hits, 2 penetrations on the enemy in that game. That's surprising. I didn't think she got that many pens, but it appeared that she did. And the one she penned, obviously, with the OI, that one went straight through the side, 576. We did see that one. And I suspect that the other one, no, it wasn't that. Was it the Hellcat? No. The Cromwell B. Oh, it was the one hiding in the bush. The one where I said, aim at the bush and fire. She actually did pen him and take him out of the game with a pen. Of course, we didn't see him before we fired, but she was bang on target with that one. So yes, just goes to show Cromwell Bs don't have much in the way of armor. Anyway, let's have a look at the rest of the report. She splashed 8 as well, 1,631 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Took 1 shot from the AMX 1357. It did pen, yeah, those 57mm rounds. They are quite nice, are quite nasty. 7 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, so she missed out on the Confederate by 1 tank, actually. I think there was a Confederate winner, wasn't it? The Hellcat. What was his difference? Come on. Come on up. Here you go. And it's 9 and 2. No, so she wouldn't have got the Confederate because he was 1 ahead of her even then. So, yes, even if she hadn't got that kill, I don't think it would have helped her. She still wouldn't have been able to get the Confederate. But nice thought anyway. And she got 874 hit points, a stun assist off 7 stuns. 35,526 credits for the game, 65,000 for the mission, 100,526 altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away 80,758 credits profit. 1,209 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 2,418 experience points altogether. So, second game, no improvement for Angelina, and the third replay I received was from Talon. So let's see if Talon can improve his results so far, because Angelina is still in the lead at the moment. Can Talon beat her? Let's see. And the last replay is with Talon in the GW Panther, and he's on the same spawn of Steppes. Well, it's quite unusual. You get 2 games from the same player, or different players rather, both on the same spawn in the same contest, so to speak. He's doing exactly the same as Angelina did, moving over to the west side of the map. But unlike Angelina, he's headed for the rocks at the back. Now, yes, it is more predictable, but then you do have better arcs of fire the closer you are to those rocks. Okay, he's looking up the valley, across the field. Okay, Skoda's appeared over on the east side of the map. Tier 7 game, Tier 5 tanks in it. He's dialed in. If that Skoda pulls forward, rounds out. Ooh! Well, he did the right thing to stay where he was, rather than actually pull forward to take another shot. Now, Talon's doing exactly the same as Angelina. He's not centering his arc, and as a consequence, he is going to get reticule blue if that Skoda pushes forward. Rounds out. This looks good. Yes! That is a penetrating shot, and he's out of the game. So that means he picked up some stun assist right at the end. Or I think it was damage assist, actually, because... No, it's actually showing us stun assist, because I thought he tracked him, actually, as well. But there you go. This Firefly is taking a hell of a risk, and he just got hit by the other Arty on our team. Rounds out. That's a kill. That's a lovely kill. Very nicely done. The Firefly took a big hit from the other Arty on our team, which was the Fifi, and Talon finished him off. So it looks like Talon is doing exactly what the M44 did on Angelina's game. He's finishing off the enemy. Oh, somebody just got slotted. They were hiding behind the rock and weren't spotted, but somebody fired at the gap. Our T-34-100 took out a VK-3002D who was hiding behind the rock. Somebody's probably in these bushes. That was a good decision to fire in there. The bushes, it's trees actually, but he's doing a nice job relocating each shot. Now he's centered his arc. Now it can work, you see, because what you need is you need that centering arc in order to make sure that if there's any adjustment on the aim, it doesn't cause a massive reticule bloom. Okay, so having a quick look. Now he's at the edge of the arc again. KV2 just fired, so he's got to pull back and reload. Okay, he's trying to pick the right spot to fire at. That looks good. There. Rounds out. Yeah, it was exactly where the KV2 was last seen. So I suspect he splashed him there. Meanwhile, that VK made a hell of a bad decision. And looks like this heavy tank number 6 is retreating under fire. And an enemy bishop's just been spotted. Okay, he's going to try for it. See if he can get it. Rounds out. Yes! Right through the turret. Right through the casement, I should say. The weakest armor on that vehicle is so easy to penetrate. He went right through him. So his second kill of the game. Okay, our guys are pushing on the enemy cap area and behind the railway line. They might spot the other enemy Arty. The only one remaining is Crusader SP. And he's either behind the railway line or he'll be over on the east side. He is actually behind the railway line. Yep, there you go. Okay, so let's see if he can take this one away from the enemy. Our teammates, rather. Not the enemy. Rounds out. If he hits him, he'll probably pen him. And he did. So that's 3 kills now. He's having a really good battle. He's the lead scorer. He's having a quick look because that's DSPZ making a quick move across the battlefield. Line him up. Rounds out. Looks good. Yes! Wasn't a penetration shot, but it actually did stop the vehicle and our teammates took the advantage. We're 6 up on the enemy now, and a lot of it's down to Talon because he's had some fantastic shots. Okay, Rudy. Pulling back because he's under fire. He'll stop. There you go. Rounds out. Ooh, a little late, but... Okay, these two together are moving together and trying to hold that corner. Talon can put a round into either of them. Okay, they're now in trouble. Rounds out. Well, stunned him and splashed him. And now he's taking damage and Talon's picking up the stun assist. Okay, he's gone. Hellcat now. Work it, work it. That's he's going to go to that corner. Rounds out. Yes! Kill shot! That's a pen. So that's 4 kills. And I think all of them have been pen shots as well. And now he's going to go for the KV2. That was one of our fellow artists, the Fifi. Talon's about to let loose. Rounds out. Here we go. Oh, RNG was very unkind and the shell fell short. It was a good shot. I like that one. Well, the Rudy's finally killed one of ours, but he gets wiped out and taken out of the game by the T-3485, and that's it. The game's over. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the second class tanker for talon1958 in the GW Panther. He managed to get a fighter badge because he got at least 4 kills. He did get 4 exactly, as well as a counter battery because he took out both of the enemy Arty, the Bishop, and then the Crusader SP, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13, I think that was on that game. Yes, it is 13. And his win rate from the battle was quite high, 2,630. But unfortunately, because this is a second class tanker, and the best he's managed to get so far is a first class tanker and a bruiser medal, and Angelina has exactly the same. In fact, I can bring those results up because there's Talon's game with a first class and a bruiser, and there's Angelina's with a first class and a bruiser, but she had a better win rate with 1,662, which means that Angelina is still in the lead, and it looks like she is definitely going to get the lie in tomorrow morning. Anyway, let's have a look at the team score on this one. Well, the highest damage in the game actually went to the enemy Rudy, who got a high caliber for 2,433 hit points. Second highest damage was the T-34-100, the constructor, who managed 1,941 hit points. And then we've got Talon with 1,754, so third on damage. And the T-25-2 managed to get a Confederate and a tank sniper. When it came to kills, it was Talon who did the best with 4 kills, 3 kills to the Constructor and 2 kills to the T-3485M and the Crusader SP and KV2 on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it's the T-3485M who managed to do the best, followed by the T-34-100, and third was Talon with 825. He fired 12 rounds in that game, got 6 direct hits on the enemy and 2 penetrations. Now, I suspect that the penetrations were the Bishop. Yep, he overwhelmed him. Look at that, 460 hit points, just 1-shot kill. And then the Crusader? No, it wasn't the Crusader. He didn't pen the Crusader, but he did pen somebody else. Now, was it that guy? No. The Skoda? No, it wasn't Skoda. It wasn't the Firefly. You can see that he did actually stun the KV2. He didn't actually damage it. He penned the Hellcat for 499 hit points with one shot. That was the guy who was sitting on that corner. Yes, so he did a rather nice shot on him. Let's go back to the details. He also got 7 splashes on the enemy. Damage of 1,754, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 4, so he wasn't actually up for a Confederate because there was only a 4 difference there. And I believe that the tank that actually did get the Confederate, which was the T-25-2, yeah, he got a 7 and a 0, so there was no chance. The Talon would have had to have hit 3 more tanks to actually get that Confederate to equal the score that the T-25-2 was doing. And he seemed to be doing a lot of his damage with sniping shots from long range. Anyway, let's go back. Okay, 449 hit points to stun assist off 5 stuns. I feel that if he just got a little bit more stun assist, I think he might have actually got a first class, and that might have put him a little closer to the lead. But there again, on this game, the actual score 2,630. Yes, that would have actually given him the lead. If he got a first class with that win 8, he would have got the lion instead. 32,790 for the game, 50,000 for a mission. 82,790 altogether, and after ammunition resupply, 69,350 profit, 1,237 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 2,475. So even though this is a really good match and he did incredibly well, unfortunately Angelina is still in the lead and she's got the weekend lion tomorrow morning. She didn't do so well in the last 2 battles that she played, the one on Steppes in the GW or in the Hummel, in terms of the improving her score. She managed to earn it all off the first class. If I bring it up, there it is in the FB207. And yeah, I think that was because she was maximizing the damage she did. And of course, she got loads of stun assist off this battle, if you remember. 2,742, and that's what gave her the first class. And because she pumped out so many rounds, 14 rounds on the enemy, 5 direct hits, that's why she's got the first class. And I think she's going to get the weekend line, because I doubt that Talon's going to come through with something before the end of the day. It is still late in the day in the UK, so it's actually early in the evening on the Saturday in the States. So there's a possibility that Talon might come up with something to save the weekend lion, but I doubt it. I think Angelina's going to get this one. I'm pretty certain. I'll put this video out as quickly as I can. Hopefully it'll be out sometime early in the morning, which will be late at night in America. But unless he comes through with something by tomorrow, he's going to have to let Angelina take the weekend line on this one. So I hope you enjoyed all 3 replays. If you did, please give the video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.